Welcome back to Adventure and Pete. So glad to see you here. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. This isn't going to be a fix-it video. This is not going to be a repair video. This is not going to be a product review video or anything like that. We're not going on any adventures. This is going to be more of a personal story. And if this hit your reels or anything like that, if this shows up on your page, and maybe you're meant to see it. Maybe for some reason you are meant to hear the conversation we're about to have. I don't know, but this is outside the normal, and if you're not interested in hearing a personal story or things like that, that's okay. Feel free to jump off. That's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not here for the ratings, not here for the views. This video is going to be unmonetized, so there's going to be no commercials or things like that or anything that I'm doing with it. If there is commercials, that's a YouTube thing. That's not from me. I'm not monetizing any of this. This is not for monetization. This is just to spread the word and awareness. So, a little bit of backstory, a little bit of personal story. Just a regular guy, nothing special, don't hold a fancy job, I'm just a mechanic. Just doing my thing. I have a wife and kids. Both of us work. We're doing the best we can to navigate life as we can. Times are tough, things get tough, everybody has bad days. We are not special, there's nothing special about us. We're just a regular family that you find today. And you also know this other family. Very, very similar story. Two people working, family, kids, things like that. And we were just going through life. And this other family, this guy, the husband, was very close to me. He was one of the groomsmen at my wedding, and we were very close. Our friends group is very tight. We have a core group of guys that we spend time with. We text occasionally, we keep up with each other. We don't hang out much, but the times we do hang out, it was like we just hang out yesterday. We just pick up right where we left off, and life is always great. There's never animosity, there's never fights, there's nothing like that. It's not small stuff that gets nobody's upset with each other. We are all just laid back, easy going. We enjoy each other's company. And funny thing about that is nobody ever calls each other. If you call, that means you're answering because there's something going on, something's wrong, you need help. Hey, I'm in the ditch. Hey, my truck broke down. Hey, I gotta fix this. What do you think about that? If somebody calls, you answer the phone because it's important. Otherwise, we all text. Texting is passive communication that we all do because it's not important, but hey, talk to somebody, ask how everybody's doing, tell everybody happy birthday, things like that. You know, the normal guy stuff for us. But one day, that friend is no longer with us. The darkness must have gotten to him. And that's a day he never called for help. And I encourage anybody, if you're struggling, talk to somebody. Anybody. Talk to a spouse. Call a number. Go find somebody. Message here. Comment on this video. Message the page. That's absolutely okay. I respond when I can. I'm not just ignoring everybody. This is not a page for just likes and subscribes, things like that. I'm a person on the other side of this camera. I do have a personal life, but I also value people. I'm always here to talk. If you've ever commented on things before, I've always commented back. So please, if you have a spouse, talk to your spouse. They picked you, they're in it with you. Life can always be taken together. Two people working together is always good. If you are single, talk to anybody. Find a person, find a church, find a place. Talk to the internet, talk to me. I encourage anybody, if they're even going through a dark time, put the phone down. Turn this video off. That's fine too. Get outside. Be outside in the fresh air. The fresh air is always good for you. And being in the woods has higher oxygen levels. You can make better decisions. You get clarity from the elevated oxygen levels. Technology's put away. No other exposures, nothing influencing anything. Let your mind be free to wander. Being outside is a very good thing. Go for a hike. Go for a drive. Just turn off everything. Just let the mind wander and solve the problem. Sometimes that's all it takes is time. Everything is fixable. Everything can be fixed with time and thought. And I always encourage that. Being outside. That's why we do so much outside with the kids. Always being outside. Nature is good for us. It's always been that way. And if you have a friend group of guys, group of girls talk to each other. I know women are always easier to talk and discuss and gossip with each other about things. So for guys, this is a challenge. It's typically taboo. Guys don't talk about their feelings, talk about their struggles. You bear down and get it done. Well, that's not the case. Always talk if you are struggling. If you have a guys group, maybe start planning a yearly trip. I mean, our guys, we don't get together on like weekends to go watch football, things like that. I'm not talking about a trip to Vegas and go drinking with the guys. I'm talking about plan a camping trip, plan a fishing trip, a hiking trip, whatever it is you guys like to do. A little adversity is never a bad thing. Bonds are forged in adversity. Nobody remembers the nice camp trip. But the stories are always with, remember that time we had a bad thunderstorm, it was pouring rain, somebody's tent got washed away? That is what bonds people. And those bonds are what make it so you can talk to each other. Maybe we didn't do enough of those trips or anything like that. So I encourage you, learn from my mistakes. Talk to each other. Be there for each other. You don't always have to tell somebody the solution. Maybe sometimes all you need is just somebody to listen to. And that's fine. You can't force people to talk. You can't tie somebody down in a corner and force them to talk and tell their feelings. Honestly, that's worse because everybody goes into self-preservation, reaction. They want to be out of the situation. They'll just tell anybody they want to hear it just to be done with it. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's always fine. So, that's not always the case, and I don't recommend that. You never know. Even if it's not somebody you know. Somebody walking down the street could be having a bad day. Everybody's going through challenges in life. Sometimes hi, hello, how you doing? I hope you have a day. I hope you have a good day. Have a wonderful day. Could be enough to change somebody's perspective on that day. Just words, a smile, a small greeting, maybe all it takes. So I encourage anybody to be the light in somewheres. We don't need to cut each other down. Let's help build each other up. Anybody. Could be a random person. Everybody's fighting a challenge somewheres in their life. And if you're ever around, exposed to that situation, the best thing you can ever do is be there for somebody. Or try to help save their life. I always keep some kind of first aid kit for stuff around me in case I encounter even a car accident, things like that. People are injured all the time. You're more likely the first responder to a scene in an accident, and maybe that's all it takes. So you just need to be there with a Band-Aid. You never know. But this is my video to say talk about it. Because maybe it does matter. Nothing is too difficult. Talk to somebody. You're not alone. Talk to me. With this, I'm actually going to break out my Bible and read a couple of my favorite verses in the Bible. I am not a preacher. I'm not a public speaker. This video is very unscripted. I was called to make this video for some reason. Whether it be for me, for closure, or to anybody else around me, or to anybody that may watch this, if they need to see it, if this is on your reels for some reason. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're watching this. You are meant to be here. You are valuable. Like I said, not a perfect person. I strayed from the path for many years. I was not religious. And I'm working my way back. I'm not perfect. Not perfect at all. So with that, I've got two scriptures here. Two of my favorite passages in the book that I've come across so far that stick with me. There's a lot of things in here that stick with me, but two that I always keep in mind. The first one is Genesis 3:19. So way back Old Testament stuff. By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and dust you return. And with that, by the sweat of your brow, that means life is going to be hard. Easy lives you do not sweat. You're going to sweat. Life is going to be hard. Maybe it's not physical, but it's going to be strenuous. Times are going to be tough. That's part of the seasons. Life has seasons. It's going to come and go. Some days are easier than others, but life is going to be hard. And it's going to be hard for your life. You think about it. Walking doesn't seem that hard now, but at one point you had to learn how to do it. Life is hard and full of challenges. As you go through them, other things get easier. Thus, life happens. From dust you are and dust you return. We don't get out of this life alive. It's going to be work. And we're all dust in the grand scheme of things. Small, very small pieces and particles to everything else going on around us. But that doesn't mean we're insignificant. We are something. Because dust is dust and it's the same size as everything else that's around it. So you are still important. And life will be tough, and that's okay. Just one thing that always reminds me, because we all have tough times. This has been a tough year, but that's okay. It's going to be tough. I'm fine with that. The other one I always like is more towards the back. My other favorite is John 3:19. Now, everybody remembers John 3:16. John 16 is, for God so loved the world, he gave his only son. It's very pretty. Everybody loves it, so everybody remembers it. But mine is more John 3:19 and 3:20. Because everybody stops 3:16 because that's great. But John 3:19. And this is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and men loved the darkness rather than the light, for their works were wicked. For everyone who is practicing evil matters hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his work should be exposed. It's not as pretty, but it shows that we all are not perfect. There's only two perfect people in this world, God and Jesus, and only one of us walked the earth. Depending on your view of it. Maybe God did too. We don't know. I don't know. But nobody is perfect. Everybody has darkness inside of us. And nobody wants to shed light on it because it's not pretty. But the only way to fix it and get rid of the darkness is to expose it and talk about it. So we have to be vulnerable sometimes to talk about the things that are troubling us and share the darkness to help banish it. Because if you're out in the woods like this, it gets incredibly dark at night. You don't know what's around there, and it's all consuming. It will consume you very quickly. But you bring a flashlight, shed some light on it, darkness goes away. Maybe you just need to be somebody's flashlight. Sometimes the worlds are circling. You never know it. until it's too late. But if you have a flashlight, you can see them, expose them, scare it away, get rid of it. So, that's just what I think about sometimes. That nobody's perfect. Everybody has secrets. Everybody has darkness that consumes them sometimes. And everybody has darkness inside of them. That's just the nature of it. But I always like to remind anybody that it's okay to have that. But don't let it consume you. Because we all have it. Talk about it to somebody. Maybe it's fears about something, tests, bills, things like that. Truck broke down and you just don't know what you're going to do to get back to work the next day. Talk to somebody. Lean on somebody. Talk to God. I talk to him quite a bit. Whether I'm just reading the Word or I just go for a walk. Have a conversation out loud. You never know what might talk back, what might speak to you, things like that. But we are all not alone. Everybody matters. Everybody's significant. That's what I got. Like I said, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a public speaker. I'm not here to push anything on anybody. I'm not here to convict you that my beliefs are the best or the perfect or the right thing. That's not my job. I am just talking about a personal thing in my life that has happened to me, that happens to people that we know. And it always happens. So, I encourage you. If you are new to the faith, or you're not sure about it, things like that, I'll throw some links in the description, places to go talk to. I'll leave a place, ministry, Grindstone Ministries, Caleb House, things like that. Grindstone will send you a book for free. No questions asked, just send an email. Fill out the paperwork, get an email, they'll send it to you for free. If that's not your thing, that's fine too. If this is not what you wanted to hear or not what you care to hear, that's okay. I just wanted to share a personal story. If this video sees the light of YouTube and makes it to the internet, I was called to do it. God said to do it. God said to put it on here. God said to have this conversation. This is not something I want to talk about or I enjoy talking about. So that's okay. A little bit of darkness. Nobody wants to talk about their feelings. Hopefully you can like the video. Comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear about. Tell us your story. Tell us what scripture you like. Anything. Start a conversation. Maybe your scripture will influence somebody else. Maybe your story will help influence somebody else as well, because we got to talk about it. If you're having a hard time, talk. Because some stories will help resonate with somebody else. And maybe sometimes that's all it takes. To know we're not alone. Maybe we haven't done it before. Maybe, been around for thousands of years. You can't say somebody else hasn't had similar challenges that we have had in life. There's got to be a way. Fall into the book. Whatever it takes for you. I also hope you subscribe. We get a lot of great content on the channel. There's a lot of cool stuff. We do a lot of cool adventures and things like that. We don't talk about this stuff very much. But if that's something you want to hear more about, absolutely leave a comment. Tell us what you think. If this conversation ruins my channel and tanks it, that's okay. Because if it only gets 13 views, and maybe one of those views helps shed light on somebody to help save a life, it was worth it. I just want to open up the idea that conversation is okay and talk about it that way. We're just regular people. He was just a regular guy, just like the rest of us. That's what I got for you today. And as always, have a great adventure.